Right now, you are about to disappear. In a few hours, you will lie down, close your eyes, and surrender your consciousness to the dark. To anyone watching, you will look like a statue, breath slow, muscles slack, a person temporarily out of order. For centuries, we believed this was a passive state, a simple off switch for the human machine to keep the engine from overheating. We thought sleep was the absence of life. But while you are gone, a secret architect wakes up. Deep inside the folds of your gray matter, a riot of activity begins that is far more intense, more calculated, and more vital than anything you did while you were awake. Your brain isn't resting. It is performing a high-stakes surgical renovation of your entire identity. If this architect stopped working for even a few days, your mind would literally begin to dissolve. Think of your brain during the day as a frantic, crowded office. Phones are ringing, emails are piling up, and Post-it notes are being stuck to every available surface. By the time the sun sets, the floor is buried in trash, and the filing system is a disaster. You can't think straight because there is simply too much clutter. Sleep is the moment the doors are locked and the world's most elite cleaning crew descends upon the building to make sense of the chaos. Then comes the part that sounds almost impossible. The first thing the architect does is open the floodgates. Scientists recently discovered something incredible. When you fall into a deep sleep, your brain cells actually shrink. They pull away from each other, creating tiny channels that don't exist during the day. A clear fluid called cerebrospinal fluid then rushes through these gaps like a high-pressure power washer. It flushes out toxic proteins and metabolic waste that have built up while you were thinking and moving. Seriously, without this nightly rinse, your brain would quite literally poison itself with its own leftovers. Once the trash is cleared, the focus shifts to your memories. Everything you saw, heard, and learned today is currently sitting in a fragile temporary storage area called the hippocampus. It's like a waiting room for data. But the waiting room is small. If you don't move that data to long-term storage, it will be overwritten by tomorrow's morning's breakfast. Your brain begins a process called memory consolidation, taking the important events of your day and weaving them into the permanent fabric of your cortex. This is why you can practice a video game or a guitar riff for hours and get nowhere, only to wake up the next morning and find that your fingers suddenly know exactly what to do. While you were gone, your brain was replaying those movements thousands of times at high speed, strengthening the neural pathways and carving the skill into your hardware. You didn't learn it while you were practicing, you learned it while you were dreaming. But the architect isn't just a librarian, it's also an editor. Your brain is a master of synaptic pruning. It looks at the billions of connections you made during the day and decides which ones are useless. The random person you walked past in the hallway, the color of a car that drove by? The brain snips those connections away to save energy. It intentionally forgets the noise so that you have the mental space to remember the signal. It is sculpting your mind by taking things away. Then, the theater opens. As you move into REM sleep, the part of your brain responsible for logic and the fact-checking of reality shuts down, and the emotional and visual centers light up like a Christmas tree. This is the dream state, but it isn't just random static. It's a survival simulator. Your brain is running what-if scenarios, testing your reactions to fear, social anxiety, and problem-solving in a safe environment. It's a dress rehearsal for the challenges of being alive. In this state, your brain does something no computer can do. It makes lateral leaps of logic. It connects a memory from 10 years ago with a problem you faced this afternoon. It's the aha moment delivered in your sleep. It's why we are often told to sleep on it when we have a difficult choice to make. The architect is looking at the big picture, finding patterns in the dark that you were too distracted to see during the day. The most surprising discovery of recent years is that sleep might be the most selfish thing the brain does. While we used to think we slept to rest our tired muscles and let our bodies recover, we now know that the body can rest just fine while we're awake and sitting on a couch. While sleep restores the entire body, its most extraordinary work happens inside the brain. It is the price we pay for the luxury of high-level intelligence. The more complex an organism's mind is, the more it needs to disappear into the dark to maintain itself. If you skip this process, the consequences are immediate and terrifying. After just one night of poor sleep, the emotional center of your brain, the amygdala, becomes 60% more reactive. You lose your ability to regulate your feelings. Your focus shatters. Your brain's cleaning crew hasn't finished their shift, leaving the trash to gunk up your synapses. You are effectively walking around with a brain that is slightly inflamed and significantly slower. We often talk about sleep as if it's a luxury or a sign of laziness, something we can trade away for more productivity or more entertainment. But the truth is the opposite. You are not the same person who went to sleep last night. You are a revised, updated, and cleaned up version of that person. The night's architect has spent 8 hours meticulously repairing the damage of living and preparing you for the uncertainty of tomorrow. Tonight, when you feel the pull of tiredness, don't fight it. Recognize it for what it is, an invitation. You are stepping out of the way so that the most sophisticated system in the known universe can perform its miracle. You are handing over the keys to the architect. The sun will come up, your eyes will open, and you will return to your body. You will feel like you've just been resting. But beneath the surface, a masterpiece of engineering has just been completed, ensuring that when you face the world, you are ready to start again. The lights are coming back on and the office is clean. It's time to see what you can do with a fresh mind.